Hello everyone and welcome to this video. In this video I am going to show you some beginner tips on how to edit the game files of Sins of the Prophets, a total Halo conversion mod of Sins of a Solar Empire. In this video I am going to show you how to add the Eion class carrier to the UNSC player, how to increase capital ship points and fleet supply, and how to edit the stats on the Mac guns. Let's get started. Now before we start the real tutorial, I would recommend downloading this tool. This is a convert data for the Sins of a Solar Empire Rebellion. And what it actually is you have to, when you download it, you get a bunch of files. Let me show you right here. There we go. And over here it says convert brushes, entity, mesh, and particle. And those are essentially the game's like files that it uses. And since we are going to work with entity files, we need to convert entity like files. So what I actually did is I downloaded already, and the way I am setting it up, the way I have set it up, is in my folder where the Sins of a Solar Empire, where my mods are, and then I made a map called converter, and here let me just delete that. And over here I got all the files in one folder, so you can just put files from any mod in here and just convert them back to text. Actually what the files do is when the entity or the mesh or the particles are in a binary code, which, well, you can't read of course, those files just put it back in text in order for you to edit them correctly. So for the first order of business, we are going to add the Eion class carrier to the UNSC player. Now on the left side I've got a Windows Explorer open with my converter, and on the right side we are going to find the file that we need in order to add the carrier to the player in game. So all my mods, and probably your mods also, are going to be in this folder. And well, I renamed all my stuff, so yeah, where your mod is probably like SOTP and then 0.92, something like that. But I'm just going to use my test map for this. All the files are in the same category as the main file. Wait, let me actually, yes, I'm going to use this one. Now the next thing you want to do is you have to get into game info. And over here we are first going to search for the Eion class carrier. So we're going to type in frigate, then UNSC, and then after it Eion. And there it is. Now I want you to copy this and head over to the converter map where you have stored all your converter stuff right now. The next thing we're going to find is player UNSC. This file we're going to need also. We're going to place that over here and then this one back, and stay in the game info folder because we are going to edit these files and then return them in the game. So now we can start editing. Well, not yet. We have to convert the files first to text if they're not already in text. And because we are going to assume it's in binary code, I'm just going to press enter on this or just launch this .bat file. And well, you saw a window really quick, but that's because there are only two files. When you do it in like this whole folder, it will it will turn everything to text or to binary, whatever you want. The fact that some are binary and some are text is, I believe, that binary files stored in binary code load faster in game, but I've not really noticed that of a difference. So now we put those files into text, and the first thing I actually want to do is open the frigate file. Now you can see a bunch of code. Well, you got some stuff you might understand, like base price, like how many credits, metal and crystal it's going to cost you in game. But what we are actually interested in, oh by the way, these are the weapons, the damage type. It's somewhat complicated in Sins of a Solar Empire, but you can well edit the damage But what we're here for is actually we are going to remove an ability for this ship because, well, in my opinion, it makes no sense and it doesn't have a picture in game, so it's kind of ugly. Basically, what this ability does in game, I tested it out earlier, is when you create fighters in the ship and when the carrier dies, the fighters instantly die too. And yeah, well, why would you have that? So we are just going to remove this and then we're going to save it. Oh, by the way, I added all my files in Notepad++, so that's just convenient for me, but you use any editor that, well, you might like. Let's put that over here, that's my video data. So now that's done, very good. We're going to close this, and then we're actually going to copy the name and keep that in our, well, in our clipboard. Then we're going to open the player UNSC file, and let me just get that over here. Yes, and here are actually everything you can build as a UNSC player in game. Now what we want to do is we want to go over here to page 1, and you're going to notice I already added the Eion to the player. So basically at your file it's going to look like this. And well, this is just this is the order in which you can see the frigates and the capital ships in your frigate and capital ship factories. So what I like to do is, because it's a it's a carrier, and over here we got the Athens and the Noyang, I'm going to put it right here below the razor. So what you're going to do is, well, just like I showed you here, on the razor you're going to press enter, and then what I'm going to do for simplicity's sake is copy the razor, then I'm going to paste it, and while I paste it I put an extra entity dev name to this page. So we're going to set the count to 9, and now we're going to change this one to Eion, and now it will add the Eion to the game. It's really that simple. So just to be sure, we are going to copy this name again, because one slight misstep might just cause the game to crash. So paste it again and save it. Then we are done editing already. So next up, it's really simple. We are going to put the files back in binary if you want to. You don't really have to. And then we are just going to copy the files back into the folder and replace, and then we are going to start our mod over here, and let's go. And then we're going to look in game if the changes are actually valid. Right, let's start up a tiny map, but yes. Then we have to obviously pick UNSC because we added something for UNSC. Let it load for a little while. And there we go. Don't look at my skyboxes, I'm just testing something and it's like it's ugly right now. So when we click on this frigate factory and then we go into support vessels, and look at that, there it is, an Eion class carrier. Now obviously I'm not going to stop the video here, I'm going to build a couple, and for speed let's turn it on. There's 2, there's 4, very good. Now Alt and select them all. Well, as you can notice, it also has a voice. Oh, didn't notice that before. That you can. Oh, that's pretty cool. So let's just go to a planet, hope there's some militia there, and see them in action. Let's take 4 longsword bombers and 4 interceptors, just to show we can build fighters. They've got a normal slip space animation, of course. Shouldn't take that long. Really dark though. well, they're already auto-attacking, so yeah, the files were like in the main game, so it wasn't that much of a hassle to add them. Like they were already there, just not implemented, so it should just work fine. You see, yeah, fighters attacking the frigates, and then just to verify that all missiles and mechs are working, I also made the gravity wells bigger, so it takes a lot longer to get there. Come on, man, fire. Let's pause for a little bit, see the range. Ah, it's not quite there yet. Alright. Let's turn it on. It's moving away. Ah, look at that. Alright. That's some pretty heavy damage for a fucking carrier. Lol. Alright, so there you see, it all works. So next up, let's increase capital ship points and fleet supply. Alright, now changing the capital ship points and fleet supply. I closed up the game last time, but that wasn't really necessary because the first thing we need to do is go in game and see what research gives us capital ship points and fleet supply. So we're playing UNSC, I guess. Yes, we're playing UNSC. I put on random. Then you're going to head to research, and I like to go to industry. There are a couple researches that allow or that give you fleet supply and capital ships, but you just have to pick one and edit it. What we are going to do is head over to, look at this one. This is only fleet supply, fleet capacity, and there are a couple, like when you go over to colonies, there's this one also just gives fleet capacity, and one that gives capital ship points. But yeah, what I would like to do is just get over here to standardized bulkheads, and they give you over here capital ship crews and fleet capacity. So yeah, we're just going to edit that one. Just remember the name, and actually what we are going to do now, we can just remember the name, and you can do the same thing for the covenant. I will show you like right now. We are just going to remember this name, standardized bulkheads, when we go over here, and then we're going to play the covenant. We're going ahead to research, and well, over here you got only capital ship crews, only capital ship, only capital ship. Let's look at this. There should be somewhere where you get fleet supply and capital ship points. Ah, look over there. Over here there's one, but it's really like far. But yeah, you get the gist of it. You just need a research that gives both. At least that's what I like to do. And then just remember the name. So if you're doing Covenant, you need to remember Unsullied Vessels. Now, we're going to close up the game. And now we're going to edit the files. So, having the same setup as we had before, the converter here and the game info map where all the entity files are stored on the right. And then we're going to search up the research, and what I would like to do is just type in standardized bulkheads, and over there it is. Then we're going to copy that, get it to the converter. Also, I think most of the game files are actually in text. So let me just check. This my backup is like the original. And when we go over here and get to standardized bulkheads, yes, look, it's just text, so you can just do that, but there might be mods that are well, binary, especially the base game, so it's always nice to have. So back to my test mod. Yeah, we copied it, alright. Then we're going to open it, and this is the research file. Now what we are going to do is get over here, and these are actually the things that the research gives you. So ship build rate adjust, it gives you like so many percentages in well, how fast you can build ships. So you can edit that to like 100 if you want the instant ship build, but yeah, why? Then over here you have capital ship slots and ship max slots. Capital ships and what speaks for itself, so just for testing we're going to set that to 20. And the ship max slots are like the fleet capacity, so we're going to turn that to 2000. Also the income percentage lost is the fleet upkeep. So if you really get fucked around by fleet upkeep, just turn that to 0. But yeah, you might, well, if you want. So now we're going to save it, turn it back, and turn it to binary again. At least, well, not really necessary, but you get the gist of it. And then move it again into the game folder. And now we're going to start the game and see if it works. Alright, so we've opened up the game, so we're going to head to single player, and while we edited the UNSC research data, well, you saw how you could edit that, so you can do the same thing for the Covenant. So with this example we're going to set UNSC and start. My English might not be that good, by the way. I'm from the Netherlands, so it's not my first language, but I think you guys can understand me just fine. So over here we are going to get to research and industry, and we need 2 of the stations, and I guess we only have 1, yes. So first, to test it, we're going to build another station. We're going to turn up the speed to 8 just to show like the impact of the research. And while it's building, I guess I need fusion batteries, goddamn. Well, over there, and you can already see like it gives you 20 points, 20 capital ship points, and 2100 fleet supply. So that's pretty nice. I don't know why 2100 might just be because of another. It's just because you have 100 over here, so it counts up. So let's see if it really works. And just, yeah, see if they actually like get counted. Alright, we have 21, so let's just like, well, this is also really, well, you can see that it works. We could only build 1 before, and now we can build 5. And that's also with the fleets, like when we have some, yeah, like you see that the fleet supply is also working. So that's basically it. So next up, the last item in this video, we are going to edit the mech guns for the UNSC, obviously for the UNSC. So what we are going to do is in the game info map, we are going to search SMAC and just see if it works. And obviously it doesn't. So we are going to type in planet module. Alright. And then over here, the first thing that comes up over here is like the UNSC stuff. But we want to be more specific, so we do UNSC, and then we start with an S. Doesn't have to be a capital. And here we got the Fiori Mac platforms and the normal ones. So we're going to copy that and then just turn U back. We're going to put that to text if it's necessary and open it. Now let me just over here and over here. Look at that. Alright. You first. This is the normal Mac gun. So like, yeah, the normal one. And this is the heavy one. It's the, yeah, the Fieri or something like that. Like the one that takes more, well, tactical points. So what we are going to do is we wanted to edit the damage. That's what we wanted to do. So over here, there's the damage. Well, you can see what kind of weapon it is, and the attack type. It's like at which enemy it does the most damage. And yeah, I find anti-light a bit weird actually for a mech. Like that means that it will do maximum damage against anti-light frigates. So in my mod, like the one I'm working on myself, I actually turned it to anti-medium, like that. and then it will do damage more to like CCS and CPV class frigates. So I've got a picture here, I think, and I can show you the damage types. Yes, here it is. Look at that. I found this on a subreddit in the for the normal game, and over here you can see like the anti-light. It does like a half as much damage to a capital ship as it does to a very light, which would be like a scout ship or a anti fighter frigate, and only a half to a medium, while the medium ships are like, well, the Covenant mostly use those. And the lights, well, I haven't seen many lights around, so I've turned mine to here, to medium. So it is a bit like, yeah, it does more damage to medium. Like overall, I think it's better. And the Fieri over here is anti-very heavy, but it's not like, oh well, it does more damage to like every ship type. No, it does like a bit more damage to capital ships. Oh lol, the anti-medium does even more. That's kind of weird. But to the very light classes, it does minimal damage. So yeah, just to keep that in mind when you want to change damage types. But of course, when you just want to change the damages, you just go over here and we are just going to get it to 60,000 for like jokes. And we'll do the same, like mine are standard at 6,000. I don't remember if I edited them or not, but yeah, this is how you can edit the damage. And this will not actually be the values shown in game. So we're going to turn this to 60,000, and this one. And next we are going to close this up, and then we're going to start the game and see if we can test it. Well, of course, before we start the game, we have to actually, when we have saved the files, we are going to have to put them in the map. And well, just to show you how I test things like really quickly is I will get over here, like let's get a converter, let's keep that open. And let's use this one. What we are going to do is we are going to get into the Galaxy Forge and we are going to create a map. A simple map. But I already have a test map somewhere of this mod, so let's just use that. And what we are actually going to do is turn this into a planet, like one that will spawn in game. Let's call it Smack Test 1 and Smack. No, wait, we can have both at one planet, it's okay. So what we are going to do is we are going to add some Mac guns over here. Let's see if they're even in this thing. Yes, look at here. We're going to add a couple of smacks and a couple of heavy ones. Alright, and I think I need to be the owner of this planet in order for them to work. And next up, we're going to add for the other player some big ass capital ships. Like some light ones, just a fuck ton, because they will get shoot down very easily with 60,000 damage. And I like the siphons. Let's do the siphons. Alright. Yeah, that's good. Alright. So this is just like my way to show you that it will work, but you can just go in game, build a mech and wait for the Covenant to attack you. But for me, that's gonna be too long. So going to save. Wait a minute. Did I have everything? Is home planet? No. Let's just double check here. Yeah, it's good. It's good. All right. Save this up. And now we are going to start the game. And since this is the last one, we can close this up. And let's show you in game. Alright, now we are in game and we are going to start my test map Let's have a look. There, OCTP test. We're going to play as UNSC and the other player is Covenant. Let's just get this just because it looks nice. Alright. Yes. Then some random shit turned off because we don't want any weird stuff happening. Let's just turn it like really aggressive so it will, yeah, maybe it will charge faster at the max then. Let's hope this map loads because, yeah, it's a test map. And we're going to pause right off the bat because they will already be starting to attack. You can notice I have a negative shit here because, well, yeah, I've got some stuff in this map. Alright, it's got another name. Don't really care. This might be a problem. I've added too little max. So over here you can see a max damage of 3000, which actually in game is kind of a lot. So let's first use a normal mac. Jesus Christ, I don't even know if they're gonna survive. Let's just test it out. Like the range, it's good. Now which side does it turn to so it can turn faster. Let's shoot you down. Let's see if it survives. So, alright. Yeah, look at that. One shot, it's just dead. And now I'm kind of curious what you will do to a capital ship. Oh my god, look at that. Oh, there's already one dead over here. Yeah, that one's gone. Let's look if it can one-shot it. Yep, almost, and that. But of course the platforms aren't really that, yeah. Can it not? Ooh. This is a nice way to show you what one shot will do. Look at that. Look at that. Well, it's not 60,000 damage per se, but it's, well, it's against the shields. So, yeah, it works. Now, what are you going to do against a capital ship? If you're not dead, like before he can fire. Alright. It does even more damage. What the fuck? So, yeah, that are the... Oh, right, because anti-very heavy does like less damage to capital ships than anti-medium for some strange reason. So this might break your game to set the max to anti-medium. I think anti-light was just a balancing thingy. So yeah, here you can see how you can edit the game files and specifically these things. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video and have like well, that you can edit them yourselves now. I had some ideas for like more videos. I would like to talk about the game structure and well, the bin to text converter, how to work the dev version, the forge, like the maps that well, that I showed you right a couple seconds ago, like how you can build maps and well, the editing of the files themselves and just like overall game stuff. So yeah, let me know if you want any like any kind of this videos. Well, thanks for watching.